there is a war. There's an enemy that is organizing right now. Come on now. And if you don't have your mind made up, if you don't know whose army you're in, if you don't know whether you're in the church or out of the church, if you don't know whether you're saved or not saved, you better figure it out because it's time for the warrior to step to the forefront. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. In the book of Psalm 63, I felt past couple of days a different type of anointing. Not another anointing, just God moving on me differently. Oh, yeah. Psalm 63. O God, thou art my God. Early will I seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee. My flesh longeth for thee in a dry and thirsty land where no water is, to see thy power and thy glory, so as I have seen thee in the sanctuary. Because thy loving kindness is better than life, my lips shall praise thee. Thus will I bless thee while I live. I will lift up my hands in thy name. My soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise thee with joyfulness. When I remember thee upon my bed and meditate on thee in the night watches, because thou hast been my help. Therefore, in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. My soul followeth hard after thee. Thy right hand upholdeth me. But those that seek my soul to destroy it, they shall go into the lower parts of the earth. They shall fall by the sword. They shall be a portion for foxes. But the king shall rejoice in God. Everyone that swears by him shall glory. But the mouth of them that speak lies shall be stopped. I'm going to turn your attention back to 8th verse. My soul followeth hard after thee. I've come to round up some warriors and simply tell you, go hard or go home. Go hard or go home. This is no time to play around. You either left out or you don't. You're either going to be a worshiper or you're not. Go hard or go home. Hallelujah. Decisions. I'm going to walk through the 63rd Psalm. There are 6 elements that I want to cover here that is necessary. If you are going to be a saint of God, a follower of Christ, if you are going to be a God chaser, if you're going to do anything for him, And he went to the children of Israel that once again had turned to go their own way. But he said it's time to get some things back in order. And so he challenged the prophets of Baal in the book of Kings, and he said, I want us to prepare altars. You call on your God. I'll let you go first. Prepare your altar and call on your God. When you get finished, we'll prepare our altar and we'll call on our God. And the God that answers by fire, let him be God. And so he let the prophets of Baal go, and he asked the people, said, why are you standing here between two opinions? Why are you standing here wrestling with this thing? I mean, what else has to happen for you to understand and recognize that God is the only God, and there's going to be no other beside him, and he's more powerful than anything that has ever existed, and you're not going to fight him, and nothing else is going to fight him, and your trouble's not too hard for him. So he said, let's get this altar back where it needs to be. So the prophets of Baal did their thing. They called on their God. Around noontime, Elijah said, he ain't here, y'all. Maybe you need to cry a little louder. Maybe he's asleep. So they began to pray a little harder. And they didn't get an answer from Baal. Baal wouldn't answer. Baal wouldn't even give them an inkling that he was even nearby or was even listening to a word they said. And so they got desperate and they started cutting themselves in hopes that they would get the attention of their God. But there was no answer. And so after all of that nonsense had gone on, and it was time for Elijah to now prepare his altar, and it was obvious that nothing else was going to happen on the other side. And so he prepared the altar, and he got 12 stones and put the altar back together in 12 stones that represented the 12 tribes. And he got the sacrifice, and the Bible says he did a trench around the altar, and they filled it with water. And so the Bible says that after they got everything together, that he prayed and he called on the God of gods. He called on the master of the universe. He called on Jehovah. And so as he cried out to Jehovah, and when he got finished, the Bible says that the fire of God fell. It consumed the sacrifice. It consumed the stones. And the Bible says that it even licked up the water that was in the trench. They didn't have to cut themselves. They didn't have to do crazy stuff. All they had to do was get the altar back where it needed to be and lift up their voice unto the only God that's ever existed. And so when they did that, he answered. But he didn't just answer. He answered by fire. By fire. Somebody is in a place of decision. You're going to have to make up your mind because the enemy has been unleashed. There is an army that is marching this way. If you don't get your act together, there's going to be something come that's going to steal you from the place where you can be healed, the place where you can be set free. You are in a safe place right now. You are in a place of help. You are in a place of refuge. You are in a place of deliverance. But you've got to decide that, oh God, thou art my God. I want to talk to you about decision, communication, dedication, motivation, determination, separation, and elevation. If you're going to do anything for God, you've got to make a decision. God, you are my God, and I don't serve any other. The psalmist said, oh God, thou art my God. And then after you decide that God is going to be your God, you've got to learn how to communicate. This is a relationship thing. People are getting messed up with the relationship part of living for God. You've got to establish a relationship. Don't worry about all the do's and the don'ts just yet. Establish a relationship.